Let me describe something to you. You walk into a room, a call, a pitch, a conversation with someone you respect, and there is a moment just before you speak where a voice inside says, "They're going to find out." These are not the words you use publicly. It is the private ones, the ones that sound something like, "I've been lucky, I've been performing, I've been holding it together, but at some level, I don't actually belong here." That voice has a name. It's called imposter syndrome. And I want you to understand right now, before we do anything else, that imposter syndrome is not a personality flaw. It is not a sign of weakness. It is not the truth. It is a program running in the background of your subconscious mind, installed long before you built what you have built today. And today, in this video, in the next 18 minutes, we're going to dissolve the imposter syndrome, not manage it, nor cope with it. We're going to dissolve it at the root. Before we begin, I just want to give you a precise understanding of what imposter syndrome actually is, because most people misunderstand it completely. Imposter syndrome is not a belief about your skills. It is not even a belief about your results. It is a gap, a mismatch between what you have achieved externally and who your subconscious mind has decided you are internally. Think about that for a moment. You can have the clients, the revenue, the track record, the respect of people who are excellent at what they do, and still feel like you're one conversation away from being exposed. And you might think to yourself, why is that? Well, it is because the subconscious mind has not updated the picture of you. It is still operating from an identity formed before any of this existed. This is why affirmations don't work for this. You can write, "I am worthy" on a whiteboard 1,000 times, and the subconscious will look at it, nod politely, and continue running its original program. Because surface level input cannot reach the level where this program lives. But hypnosis reaches that level. And no, hypnosis is not mystical. Because when the subconscious mind enters a state of focused, repetitive attention, or receptive attention, I should say, the trance state you're about to experience, the subconscious becomes available in a way it simply is not in ordinary waking consciousness. And in that availability, we can do something that cannot be done any other way. We can update the picture. I won't be trying in this video to convince you intellectually. I certainly won't try to motivate you temporarily. What you and me are here to do is update the actual subconscious image of who you are so that when you walk into that room, when you open your mouth, when a big decision needs to be made, that there is no lack, no gap, no voice running interference. Just you operating from the full weight of everything you have actually earned. So, find a place to sit comfortably. You don't need to lie down, you don't need headphones, though they help. You don't need to believe this will work. You just need to stay and listen to the words that I'm saying. So, take a deep breath now. Just the next natural breath was going to take anyway. And notice as you exhale that there is always a moment at the end of the breath where everything releases just a little more than it has to. That's the moment I want you to find. And as you sit there, you might begin to notice, the way you always can when you eventually pay attention, that your body already knows how to be still. It has always known. Your heart doesn't ask permission to beat. Your breath doesn't need your direction. There is a part of you that has been running perfectly, quietly, faithfully, beneath all the noise for your entire life. That part is what we're going to speak to today. You might notice your eyes beginning to feel heavier, not because I told them to, but because that's simply what eyes do when the mind turns attention inward, the way a house goes quiet when everyone finally stops moving around inside it. And you can let your eyes close or keep them open a little longer. It doesn't matter. What matters is that something in you is already beginning to settle, like sediment sinking slowly to the bottom of still water, naturally, without effort and without any force. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're standing in a field at dusk. Not a specific field, just any field your mind wants to give you. The light is that particular gold that only happens in the last minutes before dark. The air is cool but not cold, and there's nobody else here, just you, and the strange, familiar feeling of being exactly where you're supposed to be. Take a deep breath in that field. Let the air of that place move through you. And notice how, in this place, the noise of the day is very far away. The decisions, the doubts, the performance, all of it exists, but it exists at a distance, like weather happening in another country. Here, in this field, in this moment, you're simply present, simply you, before any of the roles, before any of the titles, before the business and the reputation and the expectations. Just the original you, the one who has been here since before any of this was built. In a moment, I'm going to invite you to walk with me in your imagination down a path that leads from that field into a forest. And as we walk, each step will take you a little bit deeper into a state of focused, open, receptive awareness. You will not be asleep or unconscious, just more present, just more inwardly focused. The way you feel at the bottom of a long exhale when the breath is fully released, and for just a moment before the next one begins. Everything is completely at rest. The path goes into the trees now, and the trees are old, older than anything you have built, older than anyone's opinion of you, older than the story you have been telling yourself. They have stood through storms and silence and everything in between, and they are not impressed or unimpressed by any of it. They are simply here, rooted and breathing. With each step deeper into the forest, the light shifts. It comes through the canopy in long, slow beams, the way light moves through water. And you can feel something in the air, a kind of pressure, but not an uncomfortable one. The pressure of depth, of being held. 10 steps down this path. So now with 10, your feet find the ground easily, the earth soft beneath them. 9, the sound of your breathing is the loudest thing in the forest. 8, the trees are closer now, the canopy thicker, the light warmer and slower. 7, somewhere inside of you, something is beginning to loosen, the way a fist open when it finally remembers it doesn't have to hold on. 6, halfway down, deeper than the surface, deeper than the performance, deeper than the voice that says you're not enough. 5. Breathing easily. The forest is perfectly quiet. 4, 3, 2, almost at the center of the forest now. And at the center, there's a clearing. And in the clearing, you can see it before you see it. There is something waiting for you. 1. You arrive. In the clearing at the center of the forest, there is a pool, a still pool of water. It's not a river because there is no movement, no current. It is just still, like a mirror. And you stand at the edge of it, and you look in. What do you see in the water? I want to tell you what I see. I want to tell you what has always been there, beneath the story you inherited. I see someone who has built something real, not by accident, nor by luck, or by performing competence so convincingly that nobody noticed the absence of it, but by actually doing the work, by actually knowing things, by actually solving problems that other people could not. The results you have, they exist in the physical world. They are not mirages. They are not debts you've borrowed against some future exposure. They are the concrete residue of genuine capability. And I want you to let that land now, as a fact. You earned what you have. Now, let me speak to the voice. The imposter syndrome voice is not your enemy. I want you to understand that. It was once a protector. It arrived when you were young, when fitting in mattered more than standing out, when being wrong in front of the wrong person felt genuinely dangerous. It learned to keep you small because small was safe. It learned to doubt you before anyone else could, because self-doubt, if deployed first, felt like armor. It was doing its job. You're not that young anymore, and the room you're in now is not that room, and the people you're around are not those people, and the stakes, however real they feel, are not the original stakes that taught that voice to speak at all. So now, in this clearing, in this still and honest place, you can thank the voice. You can acknowledge what it was trying to do, and then you can release it. Release it the way you might set down something heavy that you have been carrying so long you forgot it wasn't part of you. Set it down now. Feel the weight of it leave your hands. And as it settles into the earth, as the forest receives it, the way forests receive everything without judgment or urgency, notice what remains. What remains when the imposter syndrome voice goes quiet is not emptiness, it's not exposure, it is not the terrible silence of being seen for who you really are and found wanting. What remains is you, the actual you, the one who has always been more capable than the voice allowed you to believe. Look at that pool again. The reflection has changed. What looks back at you now is not someone performing confidence, not someone hoping nobody notices. What looks back at you is someone who has done things, who knows things, whose presence in a room adds something that would be missing without it. Let your subconscious mind take a photograph of that reflection. Not a conscious decision, a subconscious decision. The way the eye captures something it will never forget. not because you tried to remember it, but because the moment was simply true enough to stay. I want to give your subconscious some specific instructions now. And this isn't because it needs to be managed, but because language is a tool, and the right words in the right state reach places that no amount of thinking can touch. You are allowed to take up space. Not someday, nor when you've done more. Right now, with what you already have. You are allowed to speak first, to lead, to hold ground, not because you are infallible, but because infallibility was never the requirement. Competence is not the absence of uncertainty. It is the ability to move forward in the presence of it. And you have been doing that quietly, consistently, often without anyone watching, for longer than you know. Your subconscious is updating now, not as a promise, but as a fact that was always true and is only now being recognized. When someone challenges you, you do not need to reach for the imposter voice to protect yourself. You are allowed to simply be the person who built what you built, who knows what you know, who has earned the right to be in the rooms you are in. The fraud was never real. It was a story, a very old, very loyal story that has run its course. This is the new story your subconscious is writing now. I am exactly who I appear to be. I am more, in fact, because the person I appear to be, the capable, credible, experienced one, has always been underselling the one who actually did the work. Let the pool be still again. Let the clearing be quiet. Let the forest hold everything you've just set down. And notice somewhere in your chest or your belly or somewhere that doesn't quite have a name, the particular feeling of something that has been braced, beginning to unbrace. Not all at once, like a dawn, not a switch being flipped, but light arriving in degrees, until at some unmarked moment it is simply day and you can't quite recall exactly when the dark ended. This is how this works, quietly, permanently, from the inside out. In a moment, not yet, but soon, I will count from 1 to 5. And as I do, you will return to full, clear, wide awake awareness, bringing everything that shifted in this space with you, completely and permanently, not leaving it behind in the forest, carrying it with you, the way you carry something you've always owned, not because you just picked it up, but because you finally stopped pretending you hadn't. So now with 1 beginning to return, the body waking gently, naturally, the way a hand warms it when it moves into sunlight. 2. Awareness of the room returning, the chair beneath you, the sounds around you returning like the tide. 3. A deep breath now. Fill your lungs. Feel the energy return to your hands and your face. 4. Almost fully here, eyes ready to open if they're closed. Something different in the center of you, quieter, heavier, more settled than when you arrived. And 5. Eyes open, fully here, fully present, fully you. The imposter voice is quiet right now. Not because I silenced it, but because your subconscious has begun recognizing it for what it always was. Not the voice of truth, but the voice of an old fear that confused smallness with safety. What you do in the next 24 to 48 hours matters. Every time you speak from your actual position, not performing confidence, not shrinking to manage other people's comfort, you reinforce what happened in this session. Every decision you make without waiting for the imposter syndrome voice to give you permission is a vote for the new identity. Imposter syndrome does not dissolve because someone tells you you are good enough. It dissolves because the subconscious mind finally accepts the evidence that has been in front of it all along and stops running an outdated program that was never accurate to begin with. That process started today. If this session moved something in you, I want to know. Put in the comment. Not because engagement metrics matter, because your experience is data. It tells the next person who finds this video wondering whether this is real that it is. If you want to go deeper, if you want this work applied specifically to your psychology, your business, your particular flavor of this, the link below, I have recorded 4 extremely valuable hypnosis recordings for entrepreneurs doing 20 to 40K a month and want to scale to 100K a month. You will find it below. They are free. Just click the link and download them down there. Until next time, the fraud was never you.